also, if you're my friend and you're missing, if I came back and you're not with me, I am concerned. I'm going to talk to your parents. I'm calling the cops. I'm calling everyone because you're my friend. I want you found.
And if you're so concerned about him and he's your friend, how come you didn't show your ass at the funeral? Even OJ was under suspicion and he went to the funeral. Like these are your friends, but now you don't want to be at the funeral because you think people might talk bad about you? That's crazy. Either you were a shit friend or you're a shit liar.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Lamont and Mel, we're back for the Monday night soiree of what's going on in politics. And Mel, a lot has been going on with this Nolan Wells situation, from that DL is talking about with the friends to, would you believe that the stepmother that is a judge has a crisis hotline number for you to call in information? And guess where the number leads to, Mel? Her personal damn cell phone, ladies and gentlemen. The lady is a judge and she's witness tampering. Oh my God. So we've got that, Mel. We've got Jon Ossoff, who I thought was a progressive. Turns out he's a liberal. We've got coverage of that. And Mel, we've also got a former white redneck MAGA man who was raised by his father, who was MAGA Republican, and is now explaining why Donald Trump was able to weaponize white men against Barack Obama to keep the nation at bay. We've got that. We've got me. We've got Mel. This show, ladies and gentlemen, starts right now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. You are in the building with the all-knowing, all-loving, all-feeling, all-seeing, all-powerful, all DEI, all woke, all educational, all for the people, just damn everything sexy as hell host. And I probably shouldn't say that anytime I have a guest of male stature on the show, but damn it, I'm going to say it anyway. Mel is my co-host tonight is Mel. How are you doing tonight, Ms. Mel?
I'm heavy-hearted with all the Nolan Wells, the way it turned out, which is, I know we're going to get into it, but I do come with a heavy heart and rage as per usual. So
right. And that story has taken a twist to the point Nancy Grace has gotten involved. And anytime Mel, let me tell you what I always tell women. I always tell women that if women, scorned women who have been cheated on, were to run the FBI, the CIA,
oh my God,
every branch of government would figure out every damn crime. There would be no cases unsolved. If
there would be none of that.
None of it. And Nancy Grace is a prime example. When she gets on a case, folks, things tend to fly. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we're going to cover that in a minute. But Mel, I got some bittersweet news for you. But before we get into that, everybody, make sure you subscribe. I am the 8th fastest growing progressive YouTube channel of the last quarter. Mehdi Hassan is number 5. This is how I found out I made the list. Please be sure to subscribe. You got any young progressives that are trying to get their voices out there and they want to spread the wealth with my community, I'm always reposting to try to help people build their own audiences. That's the point of a channel like mine that's building community, because we all have a voice in trying to save this democracy that we call America.
Amen.
Part of that, Mel, is we had a shooting in Seattle, and it just brings back the same old question. What are we going to do about guns? Here's the story. Then I'm going to give the floor to you.
A fatal shooting broke out Sunday evening at a Seattle food festival happening just a block from the city's iconic Space Needle. That's according to fire officials that reported at least 2 deaths and several people wounded and hospitalized, including a 2-year-old. The area was hosting its annual Bite of Seattle festival featuring hundreds of local vendors and live music performances. Authorities are investigating what prompted the shooting.
Now, Mel, that's not the only shooting. That's the one we're going to talk about now. But there was a string of shootings this weekend, Mel. There was some in Chicago. There was one, I think, in Wisconsin.
Berlin.
And they Berlin, yep. And they have found this shooter. He was a teenager. They didn't release, race and all that. But usually what I have learned, when they're quiet on the race, it's usually a white guy.
Yeah.
Because the data is unflappable. The majority of mass shootings in America are done by white males.
That's right.
And me and you have talked about what my solution is to it. But the question is, Mel, what is it going to take for Americans to get a fire lit underneath their butt to really put some measures in place to stop all this violence with guns?
I really like the way you frame that, because it is going to take the American people to fully accept, to realize and fully accept that they cannot rely on whatever safeties they believe the government is working on and trying to improve. That's not happening. And it could happen very quickly. It could all happen. So when we as a people really recognize this isn't happening because it's complicated or it takes time, it's because they don't want to change it. So we have to fight for that. Absolutely. I think people have to really accept the truth of that. And it's painful.
And my heart goes out to the people that died. Yes. And Mel, you've heard me say that what we could do that would make everybody happy is place tracking chips in every gun that is made, especially high-powered guns.
That's right.
And I told you the pushback I've gotten from Republicans is, I don't want no damn government tracking me. And do you remember what I told you I said to them in response?
I don't. I would really like you to tell me, though.
I said, what's that in your pocket that you talk on when you ride around in your car?
That's already done. You've been tracked. We're all getting tracked right now.
That's my phone. Well, you're getting tracked. Why not we track these weapons, let the government pay for it, let the gun manufacturers receive the money to put the trackers in the guns. You guys get to keep your damn guns. And anytime those guns get within a 3-mile radius of a highly populated area, it pings the local authorities to get their ass out there and secure the area and secure the person with the gun. It's just that simple. It's just that simple.
This is one of many innovative solutions I have heard. This isn't an impossible problem to solve. This is a problem they don't want to solve.
Right, exactly. And right now we have an administration that is so hung up on fixing problems that don't need to be fixed. We're in a war that didn't need to happen. We're in a war, ladies and gentlemen, that is going on so that people can profiteer off war. And it saddens me that a lot of people on the far right aren't educated enough to understand that. That to this day, Mel, they're still blaming Joe Biden for prices being out of whack. Like, we're damn near 2 years into a Trump presidency, and their people are so uneducated, they still fall for the banana in the tailpipe that it's Joe Biden or Barack Obama's fault. Really?
I know. Like, we keep doing this, and I heard somebody recently make an amazing parallel to this one, which is that every time Trump is going on and on about the 2020 election having been stolen, we have to keep reminding people that it was his administration in the White House at the time controlling everything. So, like, who are you playing? What is happening?
Mel, the only reason they do that is because their people are so uneducated in the realm of critical thinking and deciphering. They can't see it. They're in a bubble. They only believe what Sean Hannity tells them or somebody on Fox News. And anytime that veil starts to get pierced a little bit, they close it up because they don't want to know the truth in a lot of the cases, because it would hurt. It would completely destroy their whole framework, their way of thinking, and they would have to acquiesce that they have been taken advantage of this whole entire time. And anyone who's been taken advantage of, you know, the shame, the guilt. Hell, I've been taken advantage of by the damn bubblegum machine. I'm still mad to this day. And that happened when I was 7 years old with my damn quarterback. Okay? The
violation was deep. I'm sorry.
Yes, I was violated. I stuck something in there. I twisted it expecting something yummy to come out, and it never did. but it kept my quarter, okay, that the tooth fairy gave me. So y'all post your comments, man. Let us know what y'all think. We can fix this if we want to.
Hashtag healing for Lamont's inner 7-year-old.
Yes, that poor guy, that poor little guy. But you know what? He's getting healed right now. There's some great people in my corner. They know who they are. They're doing a whole lot of healing work, and all I can say is I'm grateful.
I feel delicious. I feel better now. Thank you.
Yes. Next story, ladies and gentlemen, and male. We've got this issue where a lot of people, when we talk to people who vote and independents and folks who kind of on the fence about even participating, we hear this phrase often: Democrats and Republicans are the same. And that's not true. Now, the mechanisms that control them typically are the same, but here's the fly in the ointment, Mel. We have control over who we send that is going to be puppied around by these entities. And oftentimes we don't inform ourselves enough about individual candidates to know who's aligning with corporate interests, who's aligning with the status quo, and who's basically MAGA light.
That's right.
And Mel, I've got some sad news for you.
Cool.
A candidate, Mel, that I thought was like a new wave of progressivism. He has the look. He speaks sternly. He talks junk to Trump. He can articulate his words in a way that everybody can understand them. And he's a tall, dark-haired white guy. You get. It's like he could be the young Gavin Newsom. You get all that. Only male for him to just break my heart. I'm talking about John Ossoff, ladies and gentlemen. Take a listen to this.
Do you support the Green New Deal?
No.
Do you support Medicare for all?
No.
Do you support DC statehood?
Yes.
Do you support Puerto Rican statehood?
Yes.
Do you support defunding the police?
No.
Do you support abolishing ICE?
No.
Do you support expanding the Supreme Court?
No.
Do you support ending the filibuster?
Maybe.
I know y'all saw that subtle head shake. Even she's not buying his BS of really not standing for anything. With Democrats like this, who even needs Republicans? Yet another example of how liberalism completely is the glue for fascism. This is why people are trending into socialism now. Ignore these corporate media polls that keep putting up these same centrist candidates and just focus on these primaries. There will be better people to run for president. Y'all gotta let the corporate Democrats go. I don't care how much y'all like them before. They're not for us. That's why in Washington State, I'm telling everybody to look at this list right here, look at your district, and these are the people that you need to be voting for because they all support Medicare for all and they all are against the genocide and want to block bombs, except for the gray. And obviously there's nobody running in this district. So we got to also be, prepping candidates. This is who I've been supporting. He organizes with DSA. That's why I trust him, because he's actually made an impact on the ground and shows that he just cares about the poor and cares about the people. If you scroll back in my page, you can see how he speaks about these things, and it's clear that he's not on their side. Be discerning, people. Stop supporting corporate Democrats.
Mel, he's absolutely right. There are two major issues John Ossoff said he doesn't support, that every developed nation that doesn't have the kind of money this nation has is doing, and it's increasing life expectancy for those people. Healthcare for all.
I really don't get it. Yes, I get it. But it's like, why lie to our faces so blatantly? Oh, because there are still some people who believe. He's going to go in there and then still vote in the interest of whatever lines his own pockets and that of his friends at the behest of at the expense of the American people.
Right. At the expense of us. And then the other one that is just ill-fated, ill-timed, Democrats still trying to play this game of we'll play nice, the Republicans are going to play mean, and we'll still win somehow. That is what you do on He-Man. That's scripted TV. This stuff of we're not going to do anything about that Supreme Court. We don't need to expand the court. Mel, if they don't do something about that crooked, some of those people are in the Epstein files, Supreme Court, that is what's going to ruin this country.
Yeah.
That is what's going to ruin the country.
It's already in part. We're watching it ruin the country now with some of the rulings that have gone out. Right.
Floor is yours, Mel. Talk about anything that man said. He's lost points with me over that.
We have to be able to just agree on basics.
Right.
And And I can understand why I have so many friends now who will say to me things like what Lamont was bringing up, that is rhetoric that is also frustrating if you're not involved. Oh, Republicans and Democrats are the same. No. And also, I'm not necessarily going to buy into either side as they wholeheartedly support the working person. I think for people who have a difficult time handling complication and nuance, the fact that we are watching in real time our own political system morph into different parties and disrupt old parties, and just we're watching a birth in real time, and it's really hard for people. So I keep hearing some of my friends fall into old language frameworks like, oh, it's just Democrat and Republican shit, you just can't buy into it. And I'm like, clearly one party is actually literally more supportive in the downfall of the immediate rights and democracies. Like, you can't compare. And when we do this constant collapsing and we won't see the pieces and the details, and we go, oh, it's just too hard. Yep. It's just too complicated. That's when we, as the people, give up our power. Mm-hmm. That's the soapbox.
Sadly, Mel, that's what the people in power want. Mm-hmm. Some Democrats, but mainly MAGA Republicans, they want it to be so complicated that it's called analysis paralysis. Where something seems so complicated, you just freeze and you give up on it. Yeah. And there's plenty of us out here working that have been in the trenches, have been through all these different facets of life. I'm one of them, that you've had a chance to see perspective on how things affect business, how it affects your community, how it affects the women you love, how it affects your kids, how it affects school board. Everything, ladies and gentlemen, is attached to a policy. From the door you walk through, to the watch you wear on your wrist, to the phone that's in your pocket, to the microphone I'm talking on, it has all been laced in somebody's voting policy.
Yep.
Why do you not want to be involved in that? Why? And it bothers me that so many people have given up rights to support women, and women are losing rights just about as fast as they're snatching up my minority friends on the street with ICE, that quickly, because of policy and who we put in power. Yes. So I don't never want to hear this bull job about they're both the same. They're not the same. They're not the same. Mm-hmm. There's clear evidence and predicate of the differences in the parties and what they have voted for that have helped the people. Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, Social Security. And that was one thing that Republicans figured out quick. We cannot let Democrats give the people anything anymore because they'll keep wanting it. And that's one thing that the Republicans, old heads, they will turn on MAGA right now. You start talking about cutting their Social Security, they'll turn on your ass.
Oh, yeah.
And when Democrats understand all these things, why not lean into those policies and get them in place so that people can fall in love with them? Stop running from it. Because right now, Mel, all we're doing, instead of funding the people and helping the people that actually need the socialist pot of money, we're giving that socialist pot of money to the richest people among us who do not need it.
I think that's one of my biggest frustrations when people collapse into that unnuanced language of, oh, it's just the old usual politics. And I'm like, this is not the usual politics. This is not Democrat versus Republican. And we are literally hurting ourselves. We continue to give them our money and our power by ignoring it and being like, oh, it's always going to be this way. I don't vote because it's all been decided. And I'm like, then you should go live in the woods because you're maybe even worse off.
Right. And see, and Republicans use religion to also shape that mindset you just got finished talking about. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you will have some people say, well, God is going to take care of me. What does that mean? If that is the real case, why are we voting? Why do we do anything? If that is really and truly the case, we don't need to do anything but just wake up and God's going to handle it. But that's not the case, folks. I don't care what your religion is. We have things that are in this world that are worldly that you participate in that can shape and augment your life for the better or for the worse. And right now, Americans have let Trump in the White House and shape and augment people's lives for the worse at the expense of the richest people in this country who are living it up and yucking it up, folks.
Yeah.
We can do better.
Yeah.
We can definitely do better.
Yes, we
Post
can.
your comments, y'all. Let us know what you think. And now we're going to get on to a man who lives rent-free in MAGA's head. Hell, I think they pay this man rent because
fine he is.
And that's another reason why MAGA hate him. MAGA hate him because he's a good-looking brother no matter how old he get. Oh, Barry Obama. No, good-looking self. Well, we have someone who is a reformed, he considers himself a redneck, racist, raised by his dad who was the same way. And this is a pretty long video, so I want y'all to dig in. He's going to explain to you how Trump has manipulated Obama and everything that Obama did to inspire people during his run as president, how Trump has weaponized it, which, if you want my opinion, Mel, Trump didn't weaponize it. It was already there. All Trump did was allow the weaponization to be okay of racism. So sit back, take a look, folks. Here we go.
I showed a video of a woman in Chicago bitching and moaning about the Obama Presidential Library. And she mispronounced the name Wabash, which is a street in Chicago. So that's the background you need for this comment, which says, the president being black really did break some white people's brains. And it's Wabash. Yes, it's Wabash. She said wasab. Yeah, she said Trump Tower because she talked about the Obama Library and Trump Tower in Chicago. And she said that the Trump Tower was on a street called Wasab. Wabash. Anyway, the meat of the text here, the president being black really broke some white people's minds. You have no idea. It left an emotional crater in some people's minds that is never going to go away. There are people in this country that are absolutely mortified over the notion of the fact that we had a black president. Could be Obama, could be Herman Cain, doesn't matter. If they're black, according to these people, he doesn't belong in the White House. And we were talking about, Obama and Trump and that whole thing. With Trump, I believe that there was an element of racism to it, but I also believe it was very, very personal for Trump. Obama ripped Trump apart at that White House Correspondents' Dinner. After years of Trump shitting on Obama from a birth certificate standpoint and all of that, Obama stood up on that stage and got raucous laughs, and the crowd loved it as he was ripping Donald Trump apart, and Donald Trump took that shit personally, and it got amplified because it was a black man. I guarantee you that when that night was over with, Donald Trump was somewhere, N-word and this and N-word, and you believe that fucking N-word and this, but I guarantee you that's how that night went. And the racial crater, like I said, that was created in the minds of so many white people in this country because a black man was in the White House. That video that everybody has used at some point in time of the I don't know if he's Chinese. I think he's a Chinese gentleman, and he slaps a shoe down and he goes, emotional damage. That's what happened to racist white people in the United States of America when Barack Obama got sworn in. And to see Barack Obama have his victory speech with his black family in the heart of the city of Chicago was something that those people are going to have flash through their brains until their brains shut off. In some cases, it's going to be the last image any of them ever see, because it is just something that keeps on recycling in their brain on a continuous loop, and they can't shut it off. A black man was president, a black man was president, a black man was president, a black man was president. I told you about my father, and I love my father. My father told me at the end of his life, all of the progressive things he was in favor of, Medicare for all and gay people being able to get married, and he didn't give a shit about any of that stuff, livable wages. all of that stuff. Why can't you vote for Obama then, Dad? Because he's a black man. Flat out told me. It's the White House, son. And the only black man that should be in it should be serving the white president. It broke his fucking brain that a black man won the presidency. Because as much as we want to think that racism is over, it's a mindset. It's never going away. The fucking Schnazis are still around, for crying out loud. Yeah, it broke a lot of people's brains. A lot of weak-minded people. Did you just say your father was weak-minded? Yes, I did. I love the man to death. But when it came to shit like that, he was.
Wow. So, Mel, first off, let me give that content creator credit for being candid with us and letting us know how his family thought. Wow. And reminding us that most white people, when they think of, blacks, minorities, Hispanics, they only think of us as being in roles of servitude. A lot of them don't know that the majority of people that helped build the White House was black. And then his father, in his mind, is thinking that the only way black people should be attached to the White House is in some kind of service, serving food, cooking, cutting hair, cutting grass. I don't know. Janitor, whatever the case may be. But he also did, Mel, a great job of breaking down the cognitive dissonance that a lot of people don't understand in terms of the race relations that we have in this country and the propaganda that has been so sold and embedded in our nation that it's hard for people to face it and just be like, you know what? I know I was wrong to have these implicit biases. Let me do something about it, because the people who say to you, Mel, I don't see color, are the main ones that got a crayon box in their purse. Floor is yours, Mel.
This is why I'm so passionate about teaching about deconstructing racism within each of us, because we're all swimming in a soup of encultured ideas. We're all told what to think of one another and ourselves all the time. And it's inevitable to become prejudiced and hold racism within us. What I would beg people to understand, and what this gentleman did, this gentleman not only shared a vulnerable part of his world where he saw his father not be able to handle the greatness of the Obamas. And by the way, I love that the Obamas exist in their glory, and just by them shining do so much damage to Trump. I know Trump is up late at night thinking about them and like crying and being pissed off. Like, I just know while they are just off being happy, and maybe they'll forever be so. But what this content creator did in sharing about his father and that vulnerability, not only did he expose himself about being embarrassed for what his father may have said and felt, but that he still loved his father, because he could see that this is an emotional and mental issue. When you are confronted with an idea, the earth is round, the earth is flat. When you're confronted with something that shocks you and makes you upset emotionally and you're not well, you can't hold the discomfort enough to then analyze it from an actual logical perspective. You're so caught up in your fucking feelings, which is exactly what leads to the racism we're seeing with Trump towards the Obamas. He's so caught up in his feelings, he can't handle it. He's a child. He can imbecilic moron. He cannot emotionally handle the own discomfort he has and being like, why do I feel this way? I don't feel anything. It's all them. Like, that's classic. Like, that's his projection. And that is the bedrock of racism, unwell emotions. We all, if we want to save democracy and we want to fight against all the Schnazis, do your emotional wellness work. Do your mental wellness work so that you can also cope when you're confronted with people who will never be able to do it, like this gentleman did with his dad. What an amazing demonstration.
Mel, that's too hard for hardcore MAGA folks. Their coping mechanism is Sean Hannity.
That's right.
Or a blonde who bleaches her hair, bottle blonde, on Fox News. That's their coping mechanism.
That's
and
right.
I don't know how we reach through to enough of them to effectively make change, because what we have to do in this country with education, Mel, this is a long game, and Democrats have failed at the long game. Republicans have excelled they've been planning this since Reconstruction.
Tell it, Lamont. Tell it.
This has been their great wet dreams
right.
they've been putting in place with the Heritage Foundation. Before that, the Tea Party, and before that, the minute we got civil rights, they was already planning how to infiltrate education, how to keep people dumb, and how to make an argument for God, the thing that most people are not supposed to argue against. To keep people dumb, submissive, and not realizing that they're being taken advantage of by the very party that claims to support them. And when you have that, Mel, we need an opposition party that understands the best way to come out of that is through education and enlightenment. That's how you come out of that.
And people do know that. Republicans are so aware of that. And we have to remember that this has been weaponized throughout history. It was once illegal for a slave to learn how to read.
Yep.
Why?
Yep.
If they're so inhuman and dumb and not capable of it, then why bother making it illegal? It's not going to happen. Or are you really holding humans capable of their own thoughts and emotions and dreams and ambitions hostage? And so in order to handle it and to keep profiting, you have to make up a story that says, well, it should be illegal for them to learn to read. And then this gets embedded like a sickness going from generation to generation, and it just changes shape to what you're pointing out right now. Or how there were often slave Bibles. They were edited Bibles that were specifically geared to get the slaves who could read, who were allowed to practice some form of religion forced upon them, another kind of psychological colonization, that this was the natural order. Your job as a Black person, as a slave, was to obey the white man. This is what manipulates human beings, is storytelling, not facts. Storytelling.
And that's sad. That's sad. It's painful, and that's why I'm big on the long game of education.
Yes.
Because when you get educated and you gain the critical thinking skills necessary, you can be enchanted with facts the same way you can be disenchanted, or the same way some people who are not educated with critical thinking are enchanted by stories. You can be enchanted by fascination of facts. Take me, for example. I'm a nerd. I'm fascinated with space. The vastness of space and the fact of how grand it is fascinates me. It's a fact.
Yes.
I'm fascinated with when you separate atoms, fusion, diffusion. I'm fascinated by that because I'm a critical thinker. I got education. And Democrats, play the long game. Get back to doing that. If you are a blue state, there is no reason that the real history of this country is not taught. Critical thinking is not taught, and how to manipulate the financial system is not taught, because that's another area where everybody gets taken advantage of, is the financial system.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to hear from you guys before I get on that soapbox. I'm going to have to do a whole video with that a different day.
Please
but y'all
do.
let us know what you think. Let us know what you think. Post your comments. Be sure to support Mel. Always continue to support me, folks. I'm the 8th fastest growing political YouTube on YouTube the last quarter. You got progressives that are trying to get their voices out there. Send them my way. I'll repost to my channel that's got almost 1 million subscribers so they can get free exposure. That's what we do. And I always make sure I put their credit in the bottom of the description so that you guys can go and support them as best you can. Last thing we're going to cover, Mel, and this one is a doozy. There's this bum. Let me put it to you this way. We have the friends of Nolan Wells haven't showed up to be interviewed by the police or anybody like that yet. But they're going on this right-wing Black dude show, Brandon Tatum, who was an ex-cop, who self-hates his own people. Think of it like this, Mel. If Clarence Thomas actually liked Black women and could create a baby, there he go. That's right there. That's his baby. That's Brandon Tatum, the ex-cop. So one of the kids, Mel, that was supposed to be a friend of Nolan, went on his show to do a little talk, and it led to all kind of backlash. And we heard DL Hughley to start the show, but I'm interested to see what you say, and I'm gonna give you my opinion in just a second. Take a look at this.
Everybody's drinking, I mean, it's 4th of July. Everyone's just trying to enjoy themselves, and it's a big party, basically, big party.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time. Just like anybody would imagine. 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students.
Right.
Out on the island, women, You probably had alcohol.
Of
So
course,
y'all having
yeah.
a good time.
Yeah, of course.
And so where's Nolan in this? You guys out there, the friend groups are out there, 3 boats full of people that came out there that seem to be the closest friend group.
Right.
Where's Nolan in this in comparison to where you and others are at?
Well, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of my other buddies in a group. I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there's so many people out there. I mean, I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking from people I knew from college. I was talking to, everybody my age, and even people older than us were, over there. Like, I mean, it was just a regular thing. We're all used to this. We've been out to the islands before. My buddies don't just go out to the island on 4th of July, but they go out, every weekend. And like, I fish the islands. I don't just, fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island too. So I'm very familiar with the islands. And, I feel like it was just a big, I talked to Nolan, and, Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking, most of everybody. And I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and, Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, I could tell you, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there. So,
Mel, help me understand this. First of all, I didn't get anything from that segment of the interview.
No.
And I had some tech geeks comb through it for me to see what was the so-called highlights. And that was like one of the best things of the interview. So that is pathetic. That's number one. Number two, Mel, if you are this guy's friend, why didn't you not show up to the fucking funeral? Why have you not talked to the police? That's number two. But number three, Mel, I'm gonna just tell you like this. If I went to some secluded island with my friend or my family or anybody I love, I can tell you right now, there will be an APB out on all of us if I'm still alive and that friend is missing, because my ass ain't coming back from the island till I find something. I ain't coming back. And then when I do come back, the first place I'm going is to the authorities, who can find a missing body, who can find a missing person. Me personally, I wouldn't have came back. But I don't understand why you're talking to this buffoon who likes to pretend like he has all the cop knowledge in the world when it comes to black people and putting us in jail. But for some reason, he bends the knee for white people. Brandon Tatum is the same guy that said if something happened to his son, he wouldn't cry.
Okay.
He wouldn't cry.
No.
So Mel,
okay.
So Mel, I give you Clarence Thomas's son, Brandon Tatum. What did you think about that interview?
First of all, I don't even know what it means to be a human being and be like, if my son died, I wouldn't cry. Are you saying you like have an incapacity to actually emote? Like, what is it like? Does that anything else, any other interpretation other than this is just how like I do or don't emote is bizarre. So I'm assuming he's like, that's how to be a man or something. So
well, no, he tried for Charlie Kirk.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, because he's wiping his tears with all the money and you know, backdoor privileges. Here's what I'm with you. I watched that clip and I'm like, in what world am I going to be with my best friend and I am going to be flat affect, only concerned about defending myself, right, and not finding where the fuck my friend is. Also, how does that sound normal? I didn't really see him. There were hundreds of people. Are you like, what are you talking? None of that made sense. I would be combing through all of those questions. Like, what do you feel right now when talking about your friend who's missing? Were you afraid at any point? Like, what are you like? There's no connection. It doesn't make sense. It's like a setup from a bad mystery novel. Only it's tragic.
And then they're trying to lay the groundwork for the cover for everybody to be like, we was drunk and we don't remember what happened.
Get the fuck out of here. Stop it.
Stop it. And that leads us, ladies and gentlemen, to another part of this story that gets even weirder, that in any place had this been people of Mel's ancestry or me, they would have shut this shit down. We'd all be in jail with P. Diddy right now in solitary. That's what we would be. That's what we would be. Because now we've got the stepmom, the judge, giving out her phone number for people to call and give information. To me, that's witness tampering. But y'all be the judge of this story. Here we go. This Nolan thing just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Here we go.
I'm confused. How is it Judge Ashley Cole, the stepmother to Warren, the supposedly best friends of Nolan Wells, has listed her telephone number as the tip line? Would that not be a conflict of interest? Would that be not tampering with evidence? Take a look. So if you can see here, this is something from the United Cajun Navy, and every tip line thereafter has been this number. If you can look right here, it's 228-769-3063. And it said the reward is $125,000 for information leading to answers. Is that not Ashley Cole's number here? Title Judge Courtroom B, 228-769-3036. Oh, let's take another look. So I went on Google and I typed in Ashley Cole, Judge Ashley Cole for Jackson County, Mississippi, and it came up with the number 228-769-3036. Are they playing in our face? As a matter of fact, when I was broadcasting this particular video 4 days ago, I posted the same tip line. Look at it. 228-769-3063. And this is on my YouTube channel. Did not know that this is Judge Ashley Cole's direct line. Y'all, these people are playing dead in our face like we are stupid. And obviously, thank God we got social media detectives that go out there and they double check everything that's going on. Because these people, I just can't believe it. Y'all drop down in the comment area. Let me know what y'all think about this whole situation. If you don't believe it, call the number yourself. 228-769-3063 is supposed to be the tip line, but that is going to directly Judge Ashley Cole direct line. Anyway, here first, where Kimmy's world is your world.
First of all, shout out to Kimmy's World for doing that great investigative job. Be sure to go subscribe to that, sister. That was a lot of work, a lot of congruency, and a lot of fact checking. Mel, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. You don't get to be involved with someone who is a potential perpetrator, someone who is a direct link to the situation of someone who is dead, and get to have your number to receive any information coming in that you can filter the fuck out if you want to, you can obfuscate if you want to, and probably pay some people off to go away. Mel, black folks can't get away with nothing like this, Mel. I'm sorry. Your ancestry cannot get away with anything like this. No. I want to know, I get it's Mississippi, and everybody's in bed for Trump. Everybody's in bed for, saving the white people, who clearly this is guilty as fuck. Mel, I don't care how you say, this is guilty as fuck. She should not be a judge. She should be stepping down. The FBI, the CIA, I don't care who it is, should be getting involved in this, but we know that's not going to happen with Trump. So that leads me to, who are the most powerful Democrats left out there? And I don't include AIPAC, Hakeem in that. Maybe a governor or somebody needs to step in and be like, what the fuck are we doing here? Okay. No. She needs to be in a holding cell right now, but the floor is yours, Mel.
I mean, first of all, I get personally caught up in the emotional heartbreak I feel on behalf of the family every time I've seen them go on TV and have to do this in order to get their son justice and talk about and expose their own vulnerabilities. They look just decimated, and I would be. And to carry the history of Mississippi in this as well, the echoes of that through generational pain, through seeing it, it makes us understand so clearly. Of course, this is racial. I mean, the inappropriate nature and the part that confuses me is the blatant nature of corruption. It's like a Law and Order episode. It's so campy. I'm like, you didn't even try to get a burner phone. You literally made the number your own office. Like, is it a symptom of ineptitude, or is it a symptom of ultimate confidence that you know you can do that and nothing will have to happen to you? Which is it?
It's a symptom of you're so confident because you know you have the White House in your back pocket. You've got the FBI in your back pocket. You've got the governor in your back pocket, and you got your local municipalities in your back pocket. This is a symptom of poor southern states who are the biggest drag on the tax system in America, supported by blue states. And these people that live in these states, Mel, that don't ever read their data unless they're educated, don't realize that in life expectancy, in education, in corruptness, they are all in the top 10. Yeah. CNBC just did a report of the worst places to live, and every single one of them was a red state, to include Mississippi. And so this is what you get. And I don't know. We need to be calling the board in Mississippi. I just feel like some powerful governor of a blue state needs to step in and start raising hell with Ben Crump, and a lot of us folks in the Black community and people like you who, you know, we kind of cross mingle with our issues and we try to help uplift everybody. Somebody's got to do something, because this is just outrageous. No, me and you and anybody watching this show cannot get away with this level of contempt for the law, this level of damn near breaking the law, this level of being so close to a case that you have someone involved in that is a loved one. We can't do this, Mel. This is the epitome of white privilege and nepotism.
Yes,
rolled up in the wall.
100% it is. And it adds to the pain, it adds to the rage. And I'm so glad that we have it now. I honestly agree with that wonderful woman who did that reporting. Thank God for social media.
Yeah.
This has become independent journalism. You can't trust anything. You have to constantly help one another. And I mean, it's literally I've seen social media independent journalists solve crimes that cops should be after, and like keep going on something. And I'm like, God bless. Thank you so much. Angels in this world.
This is another reason, Mel, why I continue to tell people, you have got to find the progressives who are not taking money from the corporations and don't plan on doing it.
That's right.
Because too many, probably every governor that's blue is taking some kind of corporate money and can't say nothing.
Sure.
Can't say nothing. I mean, I mean, like, it bothers me sometimes when you ask some of these blue people, Democrats, to just say Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal, and they start giving you this word salad shit. Oh, well, I think he shouldn't be breaking the law. Fucker, he's a war criminal. The World War Organization has deemed him a fucking war criminal, and you can't say that. He's committed atrocities against Palestine and his own damn country, and you can't say he's a war criminal. So again, Mel, that's why so many people believe that both parties are doing nothing, because it takes a little bit more energy to go really see who is unbought, who has a track record of voting for the people and not being bought, and who can lead us down the road to get rid of all these corporate Democrats so that we can start having justice for this situation going on with Nolan.
Absolutely. I completely agree. It's coming down to class warfare again, as usual, and it's going to be in the powers in the hands of the people.
Exactly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for me and Mel this week. If you want to see her, you don't have to wait for me. You can always jump down into the comment section, the description, and see her link. She does a lot of work. She works with people one-on-one. She can work with you virtually. Mel, tell the people what they can expect if they decide they want to come check you out on TikTok or on YouTube and decide they might want to do some work with you.
I'm a transformational coach, and I specialize in what I call like the scary taboo stuff. So it's easy for me to kind of help people confront, like we were talking about today, maybe their emotional stuff around race or worldviews or ideas, politics, but also personal work. And one of the main ways I do that is through witchcraft and kink. I'm a dominatrix as well. I do all kinds of things.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any of that going on, jump on down there and get her. Let me shout out the Crisp One 2025 sent me a silver star. So grateful. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone who came to see us tonight. I really appreciate you all. I really appreciate you all sending me the progressives that a lot of people don't know about so I can signal boost them for you with my audience. And my audience tends to fall in line kind of with my beliefs, and pretty much every progressive that I've helped signal boost has kind of came back and told me that they've gotten a little bit more of an audience from this group. And I'm just so thankful that you guys continue to do that and support us. And again, you can continue to support this channel for free just by subscribing, letting your folks know that we are talking progressive politics. We try to uplift those who are trying to build their audiences. And, I'm going to have a newsletter coming out soon where I talk a lot about the things that should make the news that don't make the news, because there's so much of that going on, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you don't want to hear that we've seen the Ninja Turtle known as Mitch McConnell pop up out of his bed. What?
Jesus Christ.
Sometimes you don't want to hear that, right? Like, this nigga ain't been to work in like 6 months and still getting paid. Meanwhile, people who have been working can barely afford a pound of beef. Okay. So yeah, don't nobody want to talk about that, but
that's why we need one another, because these are such absurd events and so enraging that together we can share the burden of witnessing. Thank you, Lamont, for creating this community.
And thank you all for helping make the community. Please don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Be sure to go and check out my girl, Mel B. She does great work. I know you guys, once you get a chance to kind of go through the experience, you will love it. I'm going to be in and out this week. I'll still be getting some content up here, but I'll be in and out. But if you guys see something going on, let us know. And until that next Sex is Hell video, I'm out.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.